Okay, so we're in Gunnison Valley Police Department in Utah. We have a former Gunnison police chief charged with multiple drug crimes. I'm guessing zero of you are surprised by that. I got a article and a couple videos, and we'll see how this plays out. I know. September 27th, 2024. I have an update. Give me a minute. Also, I say this at the end, but I know a lot of people don't make it to the end of these videos. 93% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You have your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop, just hit the button and I'll ease up on it. Gunnison, Utah, September 7th, 2024. The former chief of the Gunnison Valley Police Department has been charged with 6 drug offenses for alleged possession of heroin, meth, cocaine, and marijuana while in office, as well as 1 count of official misconduct. They keep saying alleged, but he was. The charges were filed against Seth Hendrickson, 41, in 6th District Court Thursday in Sanpete County. Investigation by the Utah County Sheriff's Office began in May when a Gunnison canine officer found the drugs provided by the Drug Enforcement Administration for canine recertification had gone missing, according to the charging documents. Had gone missing. Well, it seems to me like there might have been a sign in, sign out. Let's weigh it before you leave and weigh it when you come back with it, and we'll see if the numbers jive. Apparently there was none of that. Hendrickson kept the training samples of 28 grams, an ounce each, of heroin, meth, cocaine, and marijuana in a FedEx box in a drawer of his desk, according to a probable cause statement. The officer said that Hendrickson, on a previous occasion in February, had requested from him a similar supply of drug training samples for a youth presentation on the dangers of drug use and had not returned them. On May 29th, the canine officer spoke with defendant on the phone and asked defendant if defendant took the FedEx box. Defendant stated that the box was in his car. Officers then went to Hendrickson's home in Axtell, Sanpete County to retrieve his patrol vehicle, the court filing said. Searched at the station, the FedEx box was found with more than what it had originally held. Wow, those drugs just go into his car and they just like magically double. Officers found open bags of drugs in the box, according to the affidavit. They were weighed and amounted to 60 grams of cocaine, 45 grams of heroin, 58 grams of marijuana, and 59 grams of meth. Now feel free to Google them charges and see where you would land with possession of all this. A backpack with his name tag on it and a prescription in his name was found in the car, as well as 2 syringes. There was brown residue in the syringes which tested positive for heroin. A search warrant of Hendrickson's hair and fingernail clippings was served on July 17th, according to the charging documents. The hair tested positive for codeine, morphine, and heroin metabolite, according to the allegations, and the clippings tested positive for hydromorphone and morphine. Okay, where are we at? Heroin metabolite. Heroin is a synthetic opiate that is made from morphine. So after crossing the blood-brain barrier, heroin metabolizes into morphine. See how that works? So what is the blood-brain barrier? Okay, the blood-brain barrier is like a protective layer that is lining the inner surfaces of the blood vessels in your brain. Kind of acts like a filter to keep harmful stuff and pathogens out, and like chemicals that are beneficial to you in. So like when you take, I don't know, some over-the-counter stuff, like you feel better, but it doesn't really, like it doesn't make you dizzy, doesn't make you, doesn't have some, they call it side effects. When it crosses the blood-brain, the brain doesn't understand perception from reality. So when you take like a prescription drug, it will typically, because it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's stronger than over-the-counter. So it will cross the blood-brain barrier, may make you dizzy, may make you sleepy, make you nauseous. That's how, when they start in the inception of drugs, they have a bunch of people, and then they pay them to come in and do a bunch of testing and shit, and they're like, okay, we need you to write down everything that happens. That's why when you get a prescription, it says may cause drowsiness, may cause nausea, may cause vomiting, because in some people it causes this, in some people it causes this, in some people it causes this. Like I said, the brain doesn't understand perception from reality. It only understands what is going on at the time, and that's how, if this makes sense, it deals with what is going on at the time. So, say something, I don't know, morphine, you take it and you're like, some people will be completely zoned out, like passed out. Some people will be, feeling high, and it affects people differently because of the blood brain barrier. I hope I haven't confused you, but that's how it works. According to news reports, Hendrickson resigned as chief in late July over lingering concerns about his absenteeism and administrative practices and the announced criminal investigation. He had been chief since 2020. Huh. And probably couldn't be there because he was drugged out. According to court records, he is to be served a summons listing the charges, which assigns a September 18th arraignment date in 6th District Court in Manti. The Gunnison Valley Police Department patrols both Gunnison, population 3,500, and the town of Centerfield, population 1,340, in Sanpete County. Okay, and that's where we are at with this one. So, here's what we got. Former Utah Police Chief pleads guilty to drugs and misconduct charges. Alrighty.
A former Utah police chief pleads guilty to drug and misconduct charges. I'm Fox 13 investigative reporter Nate Carlisle. We've been tracking the case of Seth Hendrickson. He was the chief of the Gunnison Valley Police Department until earlier this year when some narcotics went missing. On December 9th, Hendrickson pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of possession of a controlled substance and a count of official misconduct. In the courtroom, a prosecutor explained what happened.
The canine officer in Gunnison Valley Police Department was scheduled to recertify with the canine. The drugs had been placed in his office desk drawer that was behind locked doors and accessible only to police employees. On that date when the officer went to retrieve the drugs, the box was missing from his drawer. Subsequently, it was determined that the defendant had taken the drugs. The heroin was missing, and he tested positive for heroin, and for codeine and morphine and heroin.
And Mr. Hendrickson, do you agree that is the factual basis that supports your guilty plea? Yes.
Sentencing is scheduled for next month. Hendrickson faces a year in jail on the drug counts. Attorneys told the judge Hendrickson has already completed some drug treatment, has agreed to more, and will not contest state police regulators taking away his badge. In the studio, Nate Carlisle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Thank you, Nate. He doesn't. That was probably part of the plea agreement, part of the bullshit. Well, we're going to have to take that badge. Okay, take it. Just for everything that you saw he was in possession of and using, they're thinking about a year. But wait, it gets much better, because you know damn well a year's too long. Former police chief is sentenced as records describe more missing drugs.
A former Gunnison Valley police chief learns his fate as he is sentenced on drug and official misconduct charges. I'm Fox 13 investigative reporter Nate Carlisle. For more than 3 years, we've been digging into problems at the Gunnison Valley Police Department.
And this one is from January 28th, 2025. That last one was, I don't remember when it was. Anyway, we're following the trail.
State of Utah versus Seth Tyler Hendrickson.
Seth Hendrickson was the chief of the Gunnison Valley Police Department. Monday, he was the defendant in a state court in Manti.
I got into law enforcement for the right reasons, and I'm proud of a lot of things that I did in law enforcement.
In May, drugs used to train a Gunnison Valley police dog went missing. Hendrickson tested positive for heroin. Last month, he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of drug possession and a count of official misconduct, all misdemeanors.
I was dealing with my own family and personal stress that everybody deals with, but I was also carrying a decade's worth of cases that and certain events that I just couldn't forget about.
Hendrickson also blamed an addiction to opioids that began after a back injury. He's already completed some drug counseling.
An addiction to opioids, and this is the chief of police. You can't make me believe they haven't had these issues before.
The prosecutor told Judge Alex Goebel she wasn't recommending jail time.
I think in this case, there is a public trust.
Wait for it.
that was breached, but you've done everything else, and I don't feel that I should imprison you or send you to jail.
The judge sentenced Hendrickson to 30 days of home confinement and 2 years of probation.
Seth Hendrickson is a person of exceptional character and quality.
Zachariah Becerra is Hendrickson's attorney.
It was a medical and mental health condition that resulted in his criminal behavior, for which he's accepted full responsibility.
Gunnison Valley Police protect the towns of Gunnison and Centerfield.
They protect themselves. That's what they protect.
In 2020, the then chief, the man Hendrickson would replace, admitted to drinking alcohol while attending a firearms training. He retired.
Drinking alcohol while attending firearms training. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall on that one. Did he actually handle the firearms? Holy shit. Again, you can't make this up.
While Gunnison Valley was looking for a new chief, its board committed what a state agency said was religious and age discrimination against the chief candidate and former state legislator Carl Wimmer. Gunnison Valley denied any discrimination and settled Wimmer's complaint for $80,000. Hendrickson got the chief job.
There was a lot of stuff that here with the department that just was, wasn't up to the same, I guess the right standard that we wanted to have, that we want to have with all of our law enforcement.
Jason Adamson is the new chief at Gunnison Valley.
We now catalog and tag all of our evidence so that it's tracked, and to make sure that there's no chance of this happening again.
Hendrickson's attorney said his client is not contesting efforts by Utah's police regulators to take away his badge. In Gunnison, Nate Carlisle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Thank you, Nate. He got nothing. Oh, stay home for 30 days and we'll put you on probation for 2 years, please. You think any No, absolutely not. The police chief, all those drugs he had, reduced a bunch of shit, got home for 30 days, think about what you did, and we'll call it a day. Again, you can't make this up, and this is why you can't get rid of them. So let me know what you think about this one. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 93% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. I just don't understand what you're waiting on. You're right there at your computer. You have your phone in your hand. All you got to do is click the button and it'll be done. It's that easy, I promise. It's painless. You don't have to do a bunch of drugs to do it. It's just clicking a button. And I'm out.